Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault Jersey. Joe Archino back here, and it is finally time to talk some calcio and get back to Serie A. Italian Serie A really has gone into such an exciting direction. The season started with so much parity and so much excitement, and then we started to see things, some of the clubs really separate themselves from one another, but it's starting to get really, really exciting again, as it usually has been for all football fans. But we kind of look at the top four right now, and as it stands, Juventus in first with 61 points, Napoli in second with 58 points, Roma, who has totally just climbed themselves right back up, which I will get to, with 53 in third place, and in fourth place, Fiorentina also with 53 points. But we'll start with Roma, because Roma is one of those stories where, of course, with Rudy Garcia massively underachieved this season, really never set out to what they could do. And I think the biggest problem under Rudy Garcia's Roma was they just had an inability to generate offense. They really were not a dangerous side with creating opportunities and getting pressure on goal, opposing goalies. They just did not have good enough offense. Turn the page, turn the clock. Luciano Spalletti is the new man for Roma. Rudy Garcia is shown the door, gracefully shown the door, and they have just been a completely different side. I mean, Spalletti kind of got put into a situation where Roma was just not in a good spot. Their offense was not good. They had a lot of problems, some injuries, and he kind of came into the situation where they were playing Juventus right away. They lose to Juventus, but since that time, he has totally molded them in this short amount of time into what he really wants. And really, when you think about what he's done in this short amount of time, think what he will do with this club with even more time. But certainly, they're on a 6-match winning streak, and they've outscored their opponents 18-4 during that streak. Again, I mean, I think we saw it in the Champions League match against Real Madrid. Real Madrid wins that match 2-0, but the first half that they went into that with it all drawed 0-0, and Roma really looked like the better side for the first 45 minutes of that match. And there's a reason for that. And just the fact that Roma now has such a caliber and such an extra gear they could go to offensively, that's all coaching, that's all tactics, that's all philosophy. That's the difference between a guy like Rudy Garcia and a guy like Luciano Spalletti. Luciano Spalletti clearly has done an incredible job giving life back to Roma, a side so desperate for it. Last season, out of the top 6 clubs, Roma scored the fewest amount of goals, and I think this season that trend started to continue, but with Spalletti now at the helm, Roma is scoring goals in bursts, and it's not just one scorer they are depending upon. You're getting goals from Salah. Edin Dzeko, it seemed like, really had disappeared, and now his goal scoring is coming back. El Shaarawy has been an incredible signing for them. He's been phenomenal. They're getting goals from everyone. For Roma right now, it is just almost perfect, and it sets up a great matchup against Fiorentina just tomorrow. Fiorentina and Roma both tied with 53 points, and Roma can finally get a little bit more separation from them and hold on to that third spot. And as it is, it's not impossible for Roma to kind of climb up and get and overtake Napoli for the second spot. I still don't think anyone's going to dethrone Juventus. I just think since they really found themselves and they had that winning streak, they beat Napoli, they have really just kicked it into that gear that makes them the defending champions of Italy for 4 straight seasons. There's a reason why they have that title pedigree, and I think they have found that title pedigree, and it will carry them out for the rest of the season. But we'll kind of shift our attention to Napoli for a minute, because since the loss to Juventus, where they were in first place, Juventus was in second place, and it seemed like that was the story that persisted for so long. But now that loss to Juventus really deflated them, because since that time, you look at them and they lose and they draw to Villarreal in the Europa League, and then 2 straight draws in Serie A since that time. Gonzalo Higuain, who still is leading Serie A in goals, really was held scoreless until until their last match against Fiorentina, which was a draw. So that loss meant a lot to Napoli. It really deflated them. They had so much momentum in the league, and it just really stopped them in their tracks from everything that they were doing. But it's really been so much excitement because you look at them right now compared to a lot of these other clubs, and in the position that they are in right now, they have a lot of kind of climbing back up that they have to do. But I think as it is, Roma has shown you why they're so dangerous now, because with that offensive threat, they're not just relying on Higuain, and largely Napoli relied on him for so many points in this season, his goal scoring. I mean, really, he was worth about a goal a match until the Juventus match. But Roma is getting goals from multiple different people. They're getting multiple different looks. And right now, if there's any team that's hotter in Serie A than Roma, you'd be hard-pressed to find one. But they continue to move forward, and they have a great match and a great opportunity to build some more separation against Fiorentina tomorrow. But if I had to make the final call on the season right now, I think it's exactly like I've been alluding to. Juventus finishes in first, like they have done, and then Roma finishes in second behind their newfound life with Luciano Spalletti and the goal-scoring ability. Napoli drops to third, and then Fiorentina in that fourth spot. But it certainly is going to be a competitive fight through and through to the end for this league. It has really been a remarkable season. The shifts that we have seen in power, and power shifts are fun for fans. To see things kind of go differently in different direction, different points of the season is a lot of fun to watch. And Roma is very thankful, maybe more thankful than anyone, of the power shift in this league, because it has certainly been on their side since Luciano Spalletti has arrived. But until next time, Jersey, Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll see everybody next time.